received $1 trillion in benevolent aid. How effective has this aid been? Country by country, Africans are far worse off today than they were a half-century ago. Overall per capita income is lower today than in the 1970s. Over half of Africa's 700 million population lives on less than $1 a day. Life expectancy has stagnated, and adult literacy has plummeted below pre-1980 levels. It's a kind of curse, says Dambisa Moyo, an African economist and the author of Dead Aid. Aid, though intended to promote health, becomes the disease of which it pretends to be the cure. A similar devastation has been inflicted upon the subsidized poor of our own country, though admittedly not as extreme. For all our efforts to eliminate poverty, our entitlements, our programs, our charities, we have succeeded only in creating a permanent underclass, dismantling their family structures and eroding their ethic of work. And our poor continue to become poorer. In over 40 years working with the urban poor in inner-city Atlanta and around the globe, I have learned that it takes more than high ideals to bring about substantive change in populations of need. The organization I founded, Focused Community Strategies, has worked diligently to sort out, by trial and error, which efforts result in actual transformation and which efforts have results that are ultimately noxious and harmful. Still, I continually witness profoundly broken systems in nonprofit work. Many people legitimately fault the government for decades of failed social programs, and yet frequently we embrace similar forms of disempowering charity through our kind-hearted giving. And religiously motivated charity is often the most irresponsible. Our free food and clothing distribution encourages ever-growing handout lines, diminishing the dignity of the poor while increasing their dependency. We converge on inner-city neighborhoods to plant flowers and pick up trash, bruising the pride of residents who have the capacity and responsibility to beautify their own environments. We fly off on mission trips to poverty-stricken villages, hearts full of pity and suitcases bulging with giveaway goods, trips that one Nicaraguan leader describes as effective only in turning my people into beggars. Giving to those in need what they could be gaining from their own initiative may well be the kindest way to destroy people. We mean well, our motives are good, but we have neglected to conduct careful due diligence to determine emotional, economic, and cultural outcomes on the receiving end of our charity. Why do we miss this crucial aspect in evaluating our charitable work? Because, as compassionate people, we have been evaluating our charity by the rewards we receive through service, rather than the benefits received by the served. We have failed to adequately calculate the effects of our service on the lives of those reduced to objects of our pity and patronage. What have we missed? As reported by Dambisa Moyo in Dead Aid, a World Bank study found that 85% of the aid money flowing into African countries never reaches the targeted areas of need, and often goes to unproductive, if not blatantly corrupt, uses. Expenditures for a week of service by church and college groups are grossly out of proportion with what is actually accomplished. U.S. mission teams who rushed to Honduras to help rebuild homes destroyed by Hurricane Mitch spent on average $30,000 per home, homes locals could have built for $3,000 each. The money spent by one campus ministry to cover the costs of their Central American mission trip to repaint an orphanage would have been sufficient to hire 2 local painters and 2 new full-time teachers and purchase new uniforms for every student in the school. Each year, religious mission trips consume billions of dollars. Estimates run from $2.5 to $5 billion annually. Junkets that put some tourist dollars into local economies, but seldom yield appreciable improvement in the lives of those being served. What appears to be extravagant, selfless, even sacrificial investments from caring benefits